Greetings and welcome to this second video on OpenMW installation. My last video on it was fairly accurate up to a point, but then when I got into the extracting the files and installing them into the working directories, I wasn't entirely sure of the standard by which adding mods to the original package was done. So I'm creating this new video for or it's more of like an addition or just re-showing a new set of instructions to help people who are installing so that it complies with the best practices. While my last video installing the things that I had shown you work, this will do it in a better fashion so that it will correlate with installing even more mods into the game. So it's more scalable, I guess. Let me start by showing you the website that I discovered. I'll start here with, let's see if I've got surfed to it. Nope, I haven't surfed to it enough. Okay, so I'm going to type in OpenMW mods, and the website is called moddingopenmw.com. And using this, I discovered the directory hierarchy. And just a quick note before I get too far into this video, my screencast device that I plug into this laptop to do these screencasts, it seems to be glitching from time to time. So if the video has any like video glitch in it, that's probably largely due to the device. It may be a bad cable. I haven't done a lot of troubleshooting in it to discover what exactly is going on, but just my screencast might glitch from time to time, or I might cut it out, so you might see jumps in the recording. But from there, I did discover this website, and this website, I found a page on this website that gave me a better listing of the directories. I'll go in here and show you. If I go into downloads, here we go. You can see where I have this MOMW folder generator total overhaul SH, and it gives me a better. I've downloaded about 300 and I think it was like 312 mods for Morrowind or OpenMW. I'm sorry, it's OpenMW mods, and it shows me the directory structure to use as opposed to the directory structure I was using. So I'm going to be altering some of the instructions I gave in my last video, and with any luck, my recording device won't have too many glitch moments in it. So let me go ahead and copy this off in my downloads directory, and I will be opening up my game directory, OpenMW. Let's see, I'll throw this into temp. Oh, I already have it in temp. Okay, so let me go into temp here, and I will extract the OpenMW Game of the Year 2.007.exe with the INNO extract program. So let me open up a console here, and I will SD into this directory. Games, OpenMW temp, and then I will type in INNO extract, and then my Morrowind Game of the Year. And again, I went back through and deleted everything I had previously done. So this is finding all the data. I'm still using the same data I had used before. So I'm just going through the process once again to show how I've altered this process. I'll probably cut this out, and hopefully my recording, my screencast doesn't glitch. Okay, so once that is done extracting, what I'm going to end up doing is going back to my home directory in Linux because, well, first I got to copy it. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I need to copy these off. As you can see, I have a Morrowind directory now instead of a high res. But I'm going to go in here into apps, into data, copy this off again. You can find this all in the original video. This part hasn't changed. So I copy this into more. Well, this part has, because I used to label this high res and now I label it Morrowind. And then I'm going to just copy all that off. And then I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to grab a few files. I'll go ahead and grab the prophecies one. I'll grab the manual. I'm not going to grab the INI this time. I'll grab this icon. That might be nice. You know, grab some text documents, the stuff, the README document. Yeah, I'll grab these, copy them off into this directory in case I need them, bookmark them with something. And then I will go ahead and exit out of this, right? Back up a level of directory, and then I will delete this. Okay, since I have it already, since it's backed up in my downloads here. And I'm actually going to add 2 additional mods into this. I'm going to add Province Cyrodiil and Skyrim Home of the Nords. So I'm going to come in here to Tamriel Data HD, and then I'm going to paste it into here. And then I'm going to return to the temp directory. And I'm going to execute the command 7zx, and then the Tamriel data HD 10.1.7z. And I'm going to hit the enter button on this command. It's going to extract all this into my temp directory right here. And you can, if you issue this command here, you can just open it up in here, I think. But I'm going to do it this way just so I can witness and see what files are being opened. Okay, once that's done extracting, oh, and I meant to say it's so you could see where the files are being copied to, not opened. Sometimes I brain fart. Anyway, as you can see, this is what we have here in the temp directory, and since we already have a backed up copy of it here, we can go ahead and delete it in the temp here. So we can come here and go delete to that, and then we can take all these, and like I said, I'm doing this not to open them, but to copy them and show you where I'm copying them to. The first what I need to do is come here and use this. Okay, this is where I needed to CD into my home directory. Okay, so I'm CDing into my home directory on Linux, and then I'm doing a paste of this mkdir-p games, OpenMW mods, modding resources, Tamriel data. I hit enter, and what that'll do is that will create for me the directories I need. See, now I have modding resources, Tamriel data, and I can take all of this and copy it into here. And you can see where this is an advantage now to the original method that I was showing you for installation, because here I can separate out the mods from the original installation. I'm not overriding or I'm not installing it in addition to within that high-res directory. So these are all separate. So if I want to undo all my mods, it's a whole lot easier. If I try mod and it doesn't work, I can undo it a whole lot easier than what I would do in the last method that I had shown you. So once we get this, we now have our Tamriel data installed, and then we can move on to our other mods. I'm going to go ahead and do these now since I'm in my home directory. I could just issue this script and it would automatically get them, but I'm going to copy and paste them onto the command line so you can see what they look like. So there's that one. Here's this one, the Skyrim Home of the Nords. And then here is Province Cyrodiil. And then we go back to our downloads. Well, let's clean out this now that we've copied. Make sure it's copied over. Oops. Yeah, now I got land masses in there. Just double check, make sure it's copied. And then once it is, you can delete it from your temp directory. And then I'm going to copy in my other directories for my landmass information, right? This is my modding resources, and now I need the information for my land masses. And that would be Tamriel Rebuilt. And this just follows the instructions of the previous one where I open up this, and then for the preview of the other, I open up this. So I'm going to go in here and copy these and paste them into my temp directory. And then from there, I'll just CD back into my temp directory. Since I don't need to be in my user's home directory anymore, because I'm done creating all these game OpenMW, open mods directories. And again, here's where I got this architecture from. It originally is, there's a script thing in here somewhere. I can't remember exactly where I found it, but it allows you to go through, specify your home directory, and then it generates this bash script for you. I didn't want to install all 312 mods, so I went through and commented it all out and added a switch to home directory. So, yeah, this is it. All the mods that I'm going to test and try and see if they work and how well they work and so forth and so on. Let's close that out for right now, and I will go back to extracting. Well, I'll CD back into my temp directory here. And then I'll, let's see, I think I first installed the newer version, the newer, which would be this. And that is a zip. So I'll be doing an unzip. Tamriel Rebuilt. For the 42.145.23.10 hotfix 1.zip. And then I'll let that open up, and once it opens, I can just take these and copy them into the Tamriel Rebuilt landmass directory. And then go back to the temp, delete this. And then I could right-click on it and go to extract, right? I could also do that if I wanted to. 7ZX, and then this one, Tamriel / rebuilt. Okay, and then we let this one extract. And as you can see, when we come in here, there's a lot of directories that it created. We don't want to overwrite any of these, right? So we just want, I believe it's this preview one right here, and paste that. Well, I can create the preview content. We'll just, if you want, you can just change the name of this to O3 so that it's O3. And again, I don't know if adding this preview messes anything up, but I haven't found anything that it messes up yet. So until I discover something that it does mess up, I'll just consider it in play. So yeah, this is how I modify this, and then I can come back to temp. I can delete all this. Okay, then go back to my downloads and grab the Skyrim Home of the Nords. right? And since that's a 7Z, I can decompress that one, copy both of these into Skyrim Home of the Nords directory, and then go to my downloads. Well, first eliminate that from the temp directory. And again, I could just copy here. I'll show you. I could just copy these things off into their directories. If you want to do that, you can do that too. Right? Like copy the Cyrodiil one, but then I'll have to change directories into the Cyrodiil. And since that's a zip, I'll be issuing an unzip. CYR. All right, and then once it extracts all those, all right, I guess it's just this. Once it extracts that, I can take and delete this from the directory. You can leave it in there if you've got the hard drive space, right? Since I've got the download area here, saving all this, I just don't worry about it. So if you don't want to use the temp directory, you can just create these other directories for your mods and just copy the downloads into those directories and extract them like I'm doing here. But yeah, I want to thank this modding OpenMW for showing me a better way of installing the mods so that they don't interfere or conflict with the default installation of Morrowind Game of the Year Edition. So that I can have these, and if I want to remove something or if I want to try a different mod, if I use the method that I've just gotten done showing you, I can add it or remove it. And then the way you utilize this, let me go ahead and close this out, is when you come in here to the game and you launch the game. And like I said, I totally deleted everything from it. So when I relaunch this game, I'm going to have some setup options that I need to cover and go through, like I did in the last video. Other than this, the rest of the other video is correct. I'm just changing how I do this. So I'll go ahead and I'll skip. And then, as you can see, there's a default. I'll come in here. You can once again see that there are no game files in here. I haven't listed any game files. I do have my default here. I'm going to current name, data directories, and I'm going to append or add the game directories. Oh, wow, it starts me out in USR bin. Okay, so let's go to Morrowind, and then I need to, yeah, this should be the one, right? Yep, there we go. And then I select that, and that's my base game directory. And then I append, and now we go into our other Morrowind mods. We want to go into modding resources, Tamriel data, and this Tamriel data one, just the top directory of it should have the additional Tamriel data. And once you get that, you'll see the archive files have been added as well, right? Once you add these two, Morrowind and the Tamriel data, you'll see all these. You can come in and select all these, right? And then you can add all the mods you want under the append, right? So depending on what you want to add, I can go to land masses, add Tamriel rebuilt. Yeah, I think it's just the Tamriel rebuilt core, maybe, I think. Okay, and then append, and then you may have to read the instructions on where you have to select it, but then you can just go through and add each of these. So I'm going to go through append, go back to Tamriel rebuilt. This is the preview, and again, I don't think this conflicts with anything, but if it turns out that it does, I can just remove it, right? Remove the mod data, And then we have the Firemouth. That's how you pronounce it. The Siege at Firemouth. Compatibility patch. So there's that. And then we can append. Come into Skyrim, Core. I don't think I need anything from this other one. This. I don't think I need anything from it, but I suppose I can add the directory. Hopefully it doesn't break anything by adding the directory. I don't think I've tried it by adding this directory before. But you can go through any mods you want to put in here. You can add their directories on this data directory list. And then, let's see. Then we have Province Cyrodiil. It's only got one. Add that one. And once we add that one, we can go back and... okay, it doesn't look... Oops, I just accidentally bumped it. I think it's... that way? Tamriel rebuilt. I'm not exactly sure the order that it was in before. Hopefully that's not too far off. And then again, I go back through and update my navigation mesh cache. So this just shows you, and here we go. We can select this, and then I need to select these in the proper order, even though it doesn't look like they're in a proper order. So I'll go through, and there's that one. And see, it automatically adds Tribunal. And then we can go with like the Siege thing, and then all these others, arrow effects, adamantium armor, the sounds, entertainers, Tamriel data, which opens up these others, Tamriel mainland, Firemouth patch. We can go with Skyrim main, Skyrim grass, and then Province Cyrodiil. So these are all of them that I'm doing. Go to navmash and hit update, and then I just let it update. Okay, well, it would appear as though this is run out of space. Let me try bumping this up to 3,096 megabytes and see if that works. 3,096. Because apparently... when I went to go create the nav mesh, it ran out of space, so I'm not exactly sure what happened there. So it looks like I get to do this all over again. Yay! Is it nearly finished? So it was at, I think, 98% when it hit here. Or it was at 99.1732%. So, yay, now I get to start all over with this. Hopefully it doesn't take another half an hour to accomplish it. But I did change the size of the cache to 3,096 megabytes. So hopefully that will make a difference in the processing. It does look like it's going a whole lot faster. Okay, so apparently when I add the additional Skyrim Home of the Nords and Province Cyrodiil, It's important to increase the size of the navigation mesh cache, if I could say that without slurring it, from 200 or 2048 to 3096, so that it can handle it, because apparently it ran out of space at like 99%. So in the future, just make sure that when you update your navigation mesh cache, that you up the size of the cache to essentially 3 gig instead of 2 gig before you move on. The rest of this is basically the same, right? All of this is, I'm just going to end up following the same in setting up stuff that I did in the first video, episode 1. So all of this, the rest of this is just going to be set up identically. So I just wanted to come in and show you the difference of how I install. Okay, it looks like my video screencast device is freaking out again. Coming in here, it should be, I went through and set all this up like I had done the last time. So if you want to see how I set all these settings up, you can go watch the first video, episode 1. And then I can come to play, and hopefully this works. With this screencast device glitching as bad as it's been doing, I don't know if this is just going to cause a lot of chaos. So let's see. Oh, wait. One of the things I typically do is brighten the screen because it plays so dark. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it for a moment, and then when I come back, I'll brighten the screen, and hopefully it'll play at a reasonable brightness. Okay, I'm back. I went ahead and launched the game, and I've been playing around with audio settings, so hopefully the audio settings are set fairly decent. I don't know if I'm drowning out the game very much or whether the game's drowning me out. I think I'm a bit louder than the game, so it's safe for me to draw back from the mic just a little bit. But I'll go ahead and switch back over to the game and see if these settings are okay. So I'm going to just, right here. I can hear it through my headphones just a little bit, but I'm not entirely sure if my voice is completely drowning out the music or the audio. So I can hear it. Anyway, enough with the options. I can go on to create a new game. I already created in the other video. I did create a new game, and I went to the point of save. Right, I got to the save point. I'm gonna go ahead and play a little bit of this before I fade the video out, just to see how the audio selections are set. But I'm actually eyeballing this. Oh, this is not good.
You would drink.
I don't know if this is going to come through in the recording, but it's flashing blue screen and the normal. So I may have to find a different computer to play this on. Okay, once again I'm back, and I've decided to broadcast this on both screens, right? Use both screens. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I don't know if it's going to have a number of problems, or if the video graphics card, which is NVIDIA, it's an old NVIDIA, but it's still NVIDIA, gets overloaded attempting to render both of these screens for Morrowind identically, and I don't know if it's going to have an effect on my little recording screencast box. So let's see what kind of fun mess we can get into with this one, as opposed to the last time with the flashing blue screen.
Stand up. There you go. You were dreaming. What's your name?
Okay, well, at least I'm not seeing a big flashing blue screen.
Well, not even last night's storm could wake you. I heard them say we've reached Morrowind. I'm sure they'll let us go. Quiet. Here comes the guard.
This is where you get off. Come with me.
And like before, the bones, man, that freaks me out, right? These guys have all these bones everywhere.
Get yourself up on deck and let's keep this as civil as possible.
Well, let's see what the water looks like. Yeah, I got...
This is where they want you. Head down to the dock and I'll show you to the census office.
Everything looks okay except for that right there. What is that?
Let's go. Move it along.
Ooh, wrong key. Okay, let's go back to options. Video. Is that? Nope. Maybe it's under the shadows. Lighting. Legacy. Uh-oh. I don't know. What's legacy? It says I got to restart for the changes to take effect. So let's see what happens.
Stand up. There you go. You were dreaming. What's your name? Well, not even last night's storm could wake you. I heard them say we've reached Morrowind. I'm sure they'll let us go.
This seems to be more of a mess than the last. I mean, the last one I think
Quiet.
I had
Here
fairly
comes the
well
guard.
produced
This
and
is where
organized.
you get off. Come with me.
This is more of a mess. It's just trying to troubleshoot all these different problems with my devices now. Oh, hey, I can run without getting tired at the moment. There we go. Legacy seemed to have done the job. So right now I'm running
This
off
is where
Legacy.
they want you. Head down to the dock and I'll show you to the census office.
You finally arrived, but our records don't show from where.
Not that haircut. Yep.
Great. I'm sure you'll fit right in. Follow me up to the office and they'll finish your release.
I wonder how much louder his voice is than mine, or whether my voice is louder
Head
than
on
his. I gotta switch that out. I gotta switch the use and active options. Controls. Yeah, this needs to be the number 5 key. Right here. And then use can be like that or something. I'll figure it out. I'll get it. Trying to remember how I set up the keys. It's been a while. I've been busy with a lot of other things in life rather than playing video games and recording them. So, there we go.
Ah, yes, we've been expecting you. You'll have to be recorded before you're officially released. There are a few ways we can do this, and the choice is yours.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end it here. I'll finish filling out this character. I've got all the way up to the save portion done in the other video, but at least here I'm going to stop it, see what the audio sounds like, and see what the characters sound like, and so forth and so on. It does seem to be playing well, and my box doesn't seem to be glitching at the moment, so hopefully it's looking and sounding okay.